This is modern homesteading.
One of my subscribers by the name of Jim Boley commented yesterday on the video about starting seeds indoors. I see you've been digging through your granddad's old bolt bin and got those beautiful old slotted screws. And several of you have a good eye for that. Ryan Metz commented, G-Dub commented about those beautiful slotted brass or bronze screws that I used yesterday. Those are not old. Those were actually given to me. I just received them in the mail by a company that is producing that beautiful hardware in the States. And I would just, the subscriber who sent it to me, his name is Lucas. He works for a company, he sent me some pencils here called Goulet Specialties. And I'll put, or their website is oemfasteners.net. I'll put that down in the subject. If you're looking for premium American-made hardware. What's so interesting about that is that they were able to get their hands on some vintage machinery that was used to cut threads and save that. I guess from the letter, if I remember right, he told me it runs off of cams and belts, and it's just some beautiful machinery. But they sent me these boxes here with these four different sizes of screws. Everything about this is just so charming. I even love the boxes. These are just old school hardware boxes. I like them, but I want to show you these screws here and explain to you the little bit of difference between the cheap hardware store fasteners you're going to get versus these really premium top quality screws. Lucas was telling me that they supply screws to guys who do a lot of marine work. Of course, brass or bronze screws are not going to corrode, and I can see why, guys, if you're going to do something beautiful hand-laid boats or shiplap boats, you're going to want to use beautiful hardware as well, and this certainly is. One thing that's really interesting about these screws you'll notice is if you look at the way the threads are cut, they're tapered up. So you get these deep grooves here at the beginning where the screw will start to bite and to pull itself in, and then it gets shallower and shallower as you come up. The thing that makes that so special, and I would imagine it's difficult to cut threads that way, is that you don't get a weak point. Working with wood and using cheap Chinese screws, I've often over-twisted or over-torqued screws where they break off right here. And once they break off inside your project, there's no getting it out. And it can just be really heartbreaking. So you can see that as the screw goes up, instead of being weaker right here where it comes in contact with the shank bit, it's actually stronger. It comes up flush. So thank you very much for sending those, Lucas. These screws are just gorgeous, and I use those on the inside of my window casing for those little ledgers because they were a feature. They were so pretty that I left them exposed. I'll show you that to you in the 2.0 portion of that video. He also sent me these little brass, he calls E-pins or little brads, I don't know what you call them, and then some nickel-plated ones. I sent a whole bunch of these off to Adam, who's making my boots, because I thought that might be something he'd be interested in, that maybe he could order them from Goulet and use those on his boots, because I know manufacturers that are always looking for a quality USA-made products. But thank you very much, guys, and thank you, Lucas, for sending these screws. I am saving them for very special jobs, and I really appreciate that. So that's it. Isn't it beautiful? Curious about that Chester Man 7 Quackman 7.